Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali, a spiritual consultant and real estate businessman. Now, for those of you that are having spiritual problems, feel free to contact me. Those of you who have properties to sell and looking for a property to buy, you can also contact me. So I want to say a special good night to you viewers of Real Talk with Saieed Ali in Trinidad and Tobago, of the Caribbean and around the globe. Those of you that are on our page, Real Talk with Saieed Ali, like and share as we go live. Those of you on YouTube, share the link. For those of you who do not know, my friends, fellow viewers of Real Talk with Saieed Ali, tell your friends and your family. Let them know that, hey, this is the #1 current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago. Encourage them to share our Facebook page so that they could know exactly what is happening in the country. All the issues, we bring it to you through our Facebook page and our show live on Synergy TV from Monday to Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. So viewers, you can feel free to call in to at 238-6716. That is our line here in studio from 7 to 8. Call in, voice your concerns, voice your opinion. We want to know what is taking place in your community. And the rest of the world also wants to know what is going on in Trinidad and Tobago. So as we start off tonight, I must say, I do apologize for not being here on Wednesday night. But nevertheless, I had some matters to attend to. But nevertheless, by the grace of God, we are here. We are live on television. The #1 current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago. And the third best news forecast in Trinidad and Tobago. So, as we start off tonight, newly appointed Minister of Education, Dr. Saieed Ali, has expressed her satisfaction on the preparation done for today's secondary entrance exam, that is the SCA examination. She spoke to reporters at the St. Ursula's Anglican School this morning. Dr. Saieed Ali toured the school prior to the start of the examination. She explained that the reason for her visit was to get the understanding of how the school and the students were managing in the pandemic. The new education minister said the school was well prepared for the examination. So we have a new minister. A new minister. Thank God the woodwork man gone. But let's just wait and see how this new minister of education will do with her new portfolio. Let's just wait and see. So viewers, if your loved one or your grandson or your granddaughter wrote the SCA today, feel free to call in. Feel free to call in and wish them all the best. You know, even though you write the exam, you still want luck, you know, because you ain't sure if you're going to pass or fail. So you can feel free to call in and wish your loved ones good luck. 238-6716. As we move on tonight, hey, tonight is a bacchanal night, you know, concerning the health sector in Trinidad and Tobago. Hear this. Nurses are having difficulties in accessing personal protective equipment, that is PPE, at the public health institution. This is according to the president of the Trinidad and Tobago Registered Nurses Association. Bacchanal. Bacchanal. So we want to know who lying. Listen this. The president of the Registered Nurses Association, I.D. Stewart, said that the association met with the Minister of Health on Tuesday. He said this is the first time in 6 months that a meeting of this type was held. So after 6 months, The Registered Nurses Association met with health on Tuesday. Look how long. And we're talking about health. How do you know what is taking place if you do not have frequent meeting? How would the ministers know if they do not have frequent meeting? So here it is, Here it is. The nurses and them are saying that they do not have, and they are having difficulties in accessing PPE, personal protective equipment. So here it is now. That's on Tuesday they had a meeting with the health ministers to let them know their problems. So here it is. Just yesterday, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Roshan Parashram said there were no shortage of PPE in the country.
There's no shortage. We just want to reiterate there's no shortage of PPE. The meeting was very cordial, and I think we came to some conclusions. We'll have another follow-up non-crisis meeting in short order to follow on those discussions that started yesterday. With respect to two questions that were raised on Monday.
So here it is now. If Dr. Roshan Parashram, the Chief Medical Officer, saying that there is no shortage and there is no problem in getting PPE, keep in mind we have a pandemic in Trinidad and Tobago that we call the COVID-19. The nurses are having difficulties in accessing personal protective equipment. So if the Registered Nurses Association is having this problem, how come the CMO that you all just heard in a video saying that there is no shortage? Dr. Parashram also revealed that additional staffing would be sent to the County Medical Officer of Health in the coming days.
We expect to get 24 physicians and 48 nurses added to our fleet. Hopefully, the contract's already at the ministry awaiting the signature of the permanent secretary, which will be done today. And persons should assume duty by latest 24th of August and be assigned to the necessary CMOH offices.
So we have more staff coming on. Doctors and specialists and nurses. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with that. My problem is, if the Nurses Association is having problem with the PPE, those that are coming on, how are they going to deal with it? Because they hear a story from the Registered Nurses Association, and then they hear the CMO. So what really going on? A 25 cent have both sides. We are hearing the both side, and we are hearing the side that point out the 25 cents. But who's telling the truth? Who is telling the truth? Feel free to call in. That is our discussion. You know why? We have something called the COVID-19 pandemic in Trinidad and Tobago. According to the Health Minister, Terence Dialsing, he says there is no cure for it. No cure. But at the same time, nurses complaining. Difficulties accessing. You tell me what is happening in Trinidad and Tobago. Caller, good night.
Good night, Said. I want to thank you on your program. They have been clamoring for the last few nights, about desecration of holy texts by these ministers when they are swearing in. And strange enough, did you look at that swearing in? You see, nobody had no religious text. I think they had passed some law a week or so ago, forbidding that these texts, because these fellows, when they swear something holding religious text, they never live up to it. I think that is a sin. That is in spirituality. Secondly, they said Cambridge or Oxford University had put them number one, rate Trinidad and Tobago number one, as a country who has control over COVID.
Oxford.
How would they rate it now? Would they withdraw that statement when we did not have a free election with all the votes every day and every night, 4 or 5 times dialysis? That people have been calling them and asking them, well, what you have and we don't have, and all these kind of things. What is it they're doing now? I think if my Count is correct, it's about 800 and something cases. What it is really going on? What it is really going on? Is it that they don't pay? You are not paying, nobody saying nothing whatsoever. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend. That is why I am here, to shed the light on the issue. And nobody does it like Real Talk. You all have been the judge of that. So listen to this now. We move on to Tobago. Recent spike in the COVID-19 cases have massive cancellations at hotels and guest houses in Tobago. This is according to Vice President of the Tobago Hotel and Tourism Association, Caroline James. She said hoteliers were depending on these bookings to pay their bills. Mrs. James said, at present, the hotel owners and operators are trying to assist their workers. Keep in mind, not too long ago, a couple of months, remember, hoteliers was getting COVID-19 grant. Remember that not too long ago? Don't feel I forget, so in case you all forget, this is a reminder. They are asking for assistance with loan, utility bill, and tax amnesty. A couple months back, didn't the government allocate, I believe it's $50 million to Tobago hoteliers? In case you all forgot, I just juggled your memory. Caller, good night.
Yes, hello?
Go right ahead, my dear.
Yes, I just heard they said that there is no recovery for the COVID patient. So all those 700 and change, they all will die?
Thank you, my friend. I am just saying what the minister say. And it costs one patient, according to the health minister, about $200,000. Just imagine that. Just imagine that. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but nevertheless, stay locked on. I am Saieed Ali, and you are viewing Real Talk with Saieed Ali.
Come down to Martha Imports Limited, one of the largest wholesalers and retailers for all your 4x4, SUV and car accessories. We also have in stock a large variety of rims to suit all your vehicular needs, new arrivals of 4x4 off-road accessories, and we are the sole distributor of TWI 4x4 accessories. Check us out at number 3 Hassan Ali Trace, South Lower Barrackport, or contact us at 654-5234, 289-4901, 271-3519 or 360-8773. We guarantee the best customer service, best deals, and definitely the best wheels. Martha Imports Limited. We put our customers first. Come down to Martha Imports Limited, one of the largest wholesalers and retailers.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers, and I do thank you for viewing in. Remember to share our page, Real Talk with Saieed Ali. You know, you can pick up the phone, call your friends, call your family, send a little message, tell them Real Talk is going on. So hear this now. The Minister of Health provided a media release for today, Thursday, 20th of August 2020. 81 new persons have tested positive for COVID-19, which brings the total number of cases to 767. According to Oxford, we was doing good. We were doing good. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night, Said.
Go right ahead, my friend.
Said, I want to highlight two topics, right? One is about TM-Tech. Yesterday, TM-Tech current gone in back for over 5 times, like lightning flashing. Right? And people have plants blowing up. And when you go and tell them, they send a man. And when the man come, he go say, your house current is good.
Wow.
And plants is spoiling, washing machines. Right? And the next policy is about the hospital. Just before election, the week before election, they're giving you all the blood tests in the hospital. And now they're calling you and telling you that they didn't put the solution for the blood test. So now you have to pay and get it done. They just wait for election to done.
Thank you, my friend. The number of active cases are now 615. As the total number of deaths remains at 12. So we have 615 active COVID-19 case in Trinidad and Tobago. All establishment protocol will be implemented. Like I said, from the beginning, when Jamaica was preparing for the impact of COVID-19 in Trinidad, we were saying in the Parliament and in the House, there was no need to discuss COVID-19. There was no need. While we were saying there was no need, while the Speaker was saying there was no need, Jamaica was bracing. Jamaica was bracing. Oh, by the way, election finished. Is there any paving or road work going on in your community? Is it still going on? Call a good night.
Very good evening to you, Mr. Said.
To you, my friend.
I am very disappointed with the Commissioner of Police. I was one of the persons who fell in love with Gary and appreciated the fact that, you know, he is working, and I was feeling a little safer. But what he's saying ain't making no sense. He is saying that with the down the islands issue with the Syrian community, he is stating that witnesses have to come forward.
Oh, Lord.
He's not dealing with video evidence. However, I want to remind Gary, I am not foolish. Video evidence by an act of parliament, which is law, is now admissible.
Thank you.
So, Gary, don't get tired up with these Syrians. Nobody is above the law. All the best.
Thank you, my friend. And I'm glad you bring that to the public domain. Because I will tell you something. A video is proof, legitimate proof of an incident being occurred. It is living proof. Magistrates want to see proof by weapon, physical evidence, and then you have the video footage. So, let me just ask a question. If we have a magistrate doing a murder case, and you actually see the individual face shooting John Doe. John Doe died. Now you have the video footage of the individual shooting John Doe. So which means John Doe dead. The police come now and witness John Doe dead and saw this individual. So is that matter going to throw out of court? Keep in mind a man dead. Keep in mind we have the footage, the face footage of the individual shooting John Doe. So that will tell you, sometimes we just had to wonder what really taking place in Trinidad and Tobago. Especially with those in authority. Let me tell you something. I just thank God that nobody ever found in real talk, you know. I tell you earlier, I just thank God for that. Because when I come here and I start to open my mouth, it is hit very hard. It is hit very, very hard. I don't have to talk and hold and talk. No, I will tell you as it is. So listen to this. Even though Trinidad and Tobago borders have been closed since March, some persons have somehow made their way back, while others are now pleading with the government to remind them as COVID-19 is still on the rise. We have seen it. Over 100 TT nationals who have applied since May for exemptions to come back to Trinidad. Let me tell you something. They have not received any response thus far. Thus far. Another stranded citizen stated that Young had given persons the wrong idea of repatriation process. It was heartbreaking to hear about a T20 cricket team to be granted by the minister to enter Trinidad and to play in the upcoming games. but they were very unwilling to bring their own nationals home. He also noted that the government should at least offer clarity on the process of repatriation. I just say good for one, good for all, you know. I just say that. Kola, good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead, my dear.
What I want to find out is how is it the Minister of Health arrived at 200,000 per patient? I mean, do the math. I can't do the math. I can't understand that. What it is they spend on that arrived at 200,000 per patient?
Remember when he said that?
Yeah.
Good. So I myself wondering. Thank you for calling in, my dear. You see, viewers, this is the show that we have real discussions. I myself wondering how to take care of one patient. It has come up to $200,000. I myself is wondering that. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead.
Right, I'm just looking at ITV News there. And you know, they show a leak in the exam papers. From comment, they show it.
A leak?
With this STE papers, exam papers, yeah.
It have a leak already?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
Thank you, my friend. Well, then we're going to go for water to clog it. So listen this. The new government. Oh, before I go further, I would like to congratulate the PNM administration for returning into government. Now, it would be wrong of me as a TV host if I did not congratulate them. Why am I saying that? The people of Trinidad and Tobago have spoken that they want the PNM government in power to govern Trinidad and Tobago for the next 5 years. So tonight, I must say congratulations to the PNM administration. Let's see what will happen from there. So the new government was told that it is time to roll up their sleeves and get to work. I could agree with that. All the campaigning done, the party done, the celebrating done, the spending of money done. This came from the President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, Her Excellency Paula May Weeks. Finally, the President have spoken. Finally. She made a statement at the swearing-in ceremony for the new government yesterday.
Public service can be a most rewarding vocation. I wish the Prime Minister, other cabinet ministers, and those appointed today all success as they set out to deliver their mandate, which, though given by some, must redound to the benefit of all. Now, I have to confess, somehow when I am in this company, Auntie Tanti jumps out. And so I say to you, Prime Minister, cabinet ministers, on behalf of us all, I urge you to roll up your sleeves, put your hand to the plow, and get down to the serious business of good governance for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you.
That was Her Excellency Paula May Weeks, the President of Trinidad and Tobago. So here it is. Meanwhile, Ola would love this, Ola would love this. Caller, hold on about 5 seconds. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, said nobody in his government will allow to fall asleep. That was doing the last 5 years. I wonder. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night.
Hello?
Yeah, good night, Mr. Sayeed.
Good night. You're live on Real Talk. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I'm just calling to highlight a matter on the EMBD.
Yes?
I've been trying to get a variation from them for the last 5 years. And they make me go out my rent do everything. They run up and down for 5 years and I haven't keep a phone call us, you know.
Wow.
Because I ain't going through the avenue that people went through. I'm from a community where a lot of county workers who have been getting this stuff within 3 to 4 months, abbreviation, and I have been waiting 5 years now.
Whoa. Well, my friend, I hope that with this new administration, things would speed up and all the department, I would say as the Prime Minister say, don't fall asleep. Don't fall asleep. So listen, newly appointed Public Utility Minister Marvin Gonzalez said that in 2020, it is unacceptable that communities in Trinidad and Tobago are without a reliable, sustainable water supply. Hey, let me tell you something. Since I'm born, I hear these words on them. Since I'm born, I am 45 years old of age, and I have been hearing this. How many of you have been hearing these same words for the last umpteen years? I believe the last minister of Wassa said the same thing, if I am not mistaken. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead there.
Right, you just said that Maurice have no one in his government would fall asleep. But hasn't he himself been sleeping for the previous 5 years? Oh, on God's earth, but he know if all the rest of them have been sleeping. Good night.
Thank you, dear. Minister after minister after minister, all of them, they say the same thing. The last minister of public utilities, Robert Lahunt, I think they went Dubai. Don't hold me tight, but I think it's Dubai they went. And they say that we're going to take a satellite image, that we're going to use the satellite to fix water line that is leaking. Well, boy, I hear nothing about that again. The minister come, he get the hefty package, and he left. And I'm still waiting to hear more about the satellite image and how they intend to fix the leaking pipeline under the ground, which the satellite will pick up. Let me tell you something. This is not a fairy tale, you know. Trinidad and Tobago is not a fairy tale, you know. It's not. So Marvin Gonzalez noted that the first order of business was to address water issue that may be affecting the country presently. So I am waiting to see in the coming weeks what sort of plan does he have to fix the water shortage in communities throughout Trinidad. I hope he don't go and bring a satellite too. I'm telling you. Because the last man talked about a satellite, we don't know if the deal done or the deal signed. I see one road dig up that they say the satellite image pick up this line down in John Doe Trace in John Village, and we ain't see nothing. So I hope he don't have a plan like that. So he stated while campaigning in Lopino, Bonner West, one of the residents' main issue was the lack of water supply, which has been consistent for years. Throughout the country is the same thing. Gonzalez said he would be discussing the matter with the Water and Sewage Authority, WASA, soon to address the issue it faces in supplying water for all. The minister said he is confident that he will bring about change. Remember when Lahunt said that WASA gone bankrupt? And remember that? Don't sleep away, don't sleep away. I'm bringing back things for all you. And remember that? Call her good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, remember come at time when it got for 14 days, what they wanted to do? Remember come like telling them what they were going to for 14 days? When you guys do that now, they are constant people. Okay, thanks.
Thank you, my friend. Hey, I hope the new administration, the ministers in the present administration that have been appointed their various portfolio, I do hope that they perform, because the people of Trinidad and Tobago have cast their vote in the August 10th, 2020 general election, and they wanted the PNM administration to fulfill their desires. A better way of life, better living condition, better health education, better schooling, better technologies in school, better police service, better water supply, cheaper groceries. This is what I am hoping for in the next 5 years. And many of these individuals that voted the administration back into power, I am definitely sure that they are expecting the very same thing. Call her good night.
Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk, sir.
The Saturday before the general election, the Prime Minister and the CMO had stated, sorry, on Friday he stated that the Saturday, 100 people were supposed to return to Trinidad and Tobago. That ever happened? You remember that?
I understand what you're saying.
I try to remember that happened.
I don't think any ministers came out and say X amount of people came back to Trinidad.
Because the Prime Minister had stated Friday, the Friday before the election, 100 people were supposed to return to Trinidad and Tobago. And unfortunately, because of the rise in COVID, obviously, we have a quarantine facility so that people stop until whenever.
They have to stay where they are.
Right, and the reason why the Prime Minister said nobody can fall asleep in the cabinet because remember we had our education minister who fall asleep. So CPN. We go talk later.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend. So viewers, listen to this now. Well, I hope we have the fingerprint scanners will be working perfectly. Broadview Surveillance System has donated a fingerprint scanner to Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. Now this scanner, the Guardian 210 print fingerprint scanner, was handed over during a ceremony at the Police Administration building in Port of Spain on Thursday, August 20th. So viewers, I hope this scanner is one of the latest technology that the police service will be using in Trinidad and Tobago to fingerprint. Let's just hope it is working properly. A Venezuelan national was due to appear before a Cuba magistrate charged with possession of narcotics. 28-year-old Elias Delan, who is in this country illegally, was arrested by officers of the Southwestern Division during an anti-crime exercise conducted in the Cuba district on Wednesday. Acting on information, the officers found the suspect in possession of 5.7 kilograms of narcotics in that district. The drug was a street value of approximately $60,000. $94,000. Hey! Is 94 million? The big boss was the other day. You all heard that the individual who was caught in the 94 million drug bust a couple of weeks back, you know they're outside? You know they're outside, and hear the plea. Hear the plea. Because of COVID-19, the magistrates send them outside. They're outside because of COVID-19. I believe it's in the cell, I think. They're outside. Imagine that. Imagine that. So I expect now this Venezuelan national who is in Trinidad illegally and was held for approximately $60,000 in drugs, street value, I am expecting him to be outside too. Will I hear anything better than that? Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead.
Remember the Prime Minister?
Show the visual.
The people that stop time to head, right?
This was the 94, caller, 1 second. This was the $94 million in drug bust. And the individual them outside. Caller, yes, caller, go right ahead.
Yes, remember the Prime Minister said that it stops time to head, right? You know why he said that? Because the dollar value, the dollar is going to be devalued when the question comes. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Well, let's feel this, boy, watch me. When I heard that, I was like, wow. Because of COVID. Their lawyer wrote a letter to the magistrate. And based on the letter, because of COVID-19, you know these individuals outside? Eh? When the Attorney General brought forth the legislations to let go inmates from in prison that were under less charges, like having a 5-piece or having a 10-piece on you, how many of them were released because of COVID in prison? So it leaves us to wonder now. And you know that if they catch Saieed Ali with something, you know they mightn't give me bail? They mightn't give me bail. But watch me, that shocked me. It shocked me to know that $94 million bust in drugs and these individuals outside because of COVID-19. Caller, good night.
Mr. Ali?
Yes, my friend.
The statement the Commissioner of Police put out, dealing with the video evidence. Do you remember?
Yeah.
At the beginning of the lockdown, very early in the year, I had a video of some boys going on bar and saying things about Mr. Griffith. And it was beaten by the sea in Shagarama.
Yes, some young fellas.
Yeah, and somehow that triggered investigation.
Yes.
And Mr. Gary and Stewart reached down there.
In a jiffy.
Lie down on the ground.
Yes, I remember that.
So if that video could trigger investigation with them young boy threatening the great Gary Griffith.
And he was, I remember the commissioner saying, oh, let's sing about Gary again now, let's sing about Gary. You remember that, Navin?
Remember that? So how the video with the night party in Islands in trigger no investigation?
Yes.
That house in Trinidad and everybody know where the house is, they go down an island. And now in the middle of the bush.
True.
But as animal farms say, some animals are more equal than some.
Thank you very much. Well said. Thank you, caller. Well said. You couldn't have put it better. Well said. Hey, Trinidad and Tobago is a nice place, you know. It is a nice place. But I'm going to tell you something. And I just always say this. You see, when power gets to your head, it's a different story. Caller, good night.
Hello. Trinidad is nice. It is a paradise. And you know what worked? Remember, look, America called Rowley and congratulate him after all his Israeli thing, all things. So you see what is the problem?
Thank you. One man was arrested and a firearm and ammunition was seized during an anti-crime exercise. Northern Division officers acted on information that a man was armed with a firearm standing at the corner of Malabar Road and Banya Boulevard, Malabar. On arrival, the officer observed the suspect holding a white plastic bag in company with another man. Upon seeing the officers, the suspect ran east along Banyard Boulevard and the other man ran west along the Malabar Road. The officers gave chase and the suspect was held a short distance away while the other man ran. Well, he made good on his escape. A search was conducted on the suspect that was held. Officers seized a white plastic bag containing a brown and black revolver with 4 rounds of .38 ammunition. The suspect was arrested. I wonder if he could come out of jail, boy, because of COVID-19. I wonder if he could get bail and come out, since it's an illegal firearm. I mean, this firearm come like, I don't know if it value more than 94 million or less. I don't know, I'm just asking. And I know police officers will be asking the same thing. How the hell these fellas could come out? Well, then, they need to release all the prisoners. All the prisoners need to be released. Caller, good night.
Good night, Said. I find out confused. If them fellas and them get bail, right? And they send them out. So what if one of them couldn't make the bail? What would have happened there? And this fella and them now where they hold with this man, these guns here. Well, when them going inside, they know, they go tell them, we can't keep all inside because it has COVID. So you go outside now and forget bail and everything. What really going on here, boy?
But I'm not telling you, boy.
Have a good night, General.
Thank you, my friend. You see, this is the issues that we need to highlight. And you know what night I call and said, you're a host, you're not supposed to be getting on like that. You're supposed to be acting in a professional manner. Let me tell you something. If people don't stand up for the right in Trinidad and Tobago, those in authority or whoever have the power, they will walk over you. They will walk over us. I know one thing. I don't have nobody in Trinidad with power to walk over Saeed. Because I will tell you point blank, be careful how you drive in your car. Be careful, because accidents just happen. Sometimes you're going down the road and a truck stop, boom, and you get brakes. Sometimes you're going down the road and you slip away. Hey, this is the next thing. I don't know what gets into Papi from Debe to do this. Police have arrested a Debe man after he was found with 94 animals in his possession. The animal consisted of goat and sheep which were reported stolen. The animals were recovered by officers of the Eastern Division yesterday. Officers were conducting inquiries relating to a report of robbery with violence and larceny which occurred around on Sunday. A watchman at Mayaro Breeding Unit told police that he was on duty at the location when he was approached by two armed individuals. The individual is said to have restrained the man and took his phone and keys to the facilities, keys to a tractor and his motor vehicle. The assailant also took a number of sheep and goats from the facility before escaping. During the exercise, officers proceeded to the Debe home of a male suspect, where they executed a search warrant which resulted in the finding of 94 animals being discovered. The suspect was arrested and taken into connection with the find. $94 animals. I believe the animals is over $149,000 in worth. So just imagine, in times like this, to thief animals. So my thing is now, I wonder if when he's go to prison, if they would release him also because of COVID-19. I am just wondering. Like I said, we are heading down a slippery slope. Almost every day or every other day, I read to you this news. A 21-year-old man from Diego Martin was expected to appear before a Port of Spain magistrate facing charges of sexual assault. Reports from a 16-year-old stated that she was allegedly sexually assaulted by a man. She stated that while at her Diego Martin home, the accused came in and had sex with her against her will. The suspect was subsequently arrested and charged with 1 count of sexual penetration. Almost every day or every other day, I read out a sex matter to you. A rape. This is why we are raising funds, $10 million to build the very first rape crisis center in Trinidad and Tobago to house rape victims. That is why I'm asking you all to donate. 7,000 people to donate 1,500, and we will have this building up and running. Look how beautiful the landscape of this building is. Look how beautiful. The very, very first of its kind. Now that we have the new government, the PNM administration back into power, I wonder if they will assist with this project. I don't know, I'm asking. I wonder if they would assist with this project. It's not for me. It's for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. The very first of its kind. In the Caribbean also. Do you think they would assist us? Well, actually, I am hoping to God and praying that they do. Actually hoping and praying that they do. So we just have to wait and see now. According to the President of Trinidad and Tobago, roll up your sleeve, get to work, Forget about the partying. Forget about the sleeping. And start attending to the needs of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, who you ask to vote you in your campaign. And they listen to you, and they place you back into power for a second 5 years. So let's just see what you have to do. So viewers, what we did is that we did a slide with all the ministers and their portfolio. For the next 2 minutes, I am going to be silent, but I want you to keep your eyes on television to see who is the minister of what. So viewers, as we get ready with the slides, we are going to let you know who is the minister of what. We have it there? Ready? So just see what is taking place, viewers. Read up on your ministers and you will know what is their portfolio. Remember, for the next 5 years, they are going to be the minister. For the next 5 years, they will be holding the portfolio that you are seeing on television. For the next 5 years, these are the individuals will be in charge of governing Trinidad and Tobago. Keep in mind. Keep in mind. So as the slide is running, these are your ministers with their names and their portfolio throughout Trinidad and Tobago. And I hope to see that this 5 years that the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago have decided to give the PNM administration, I am hoping that things change. Not like the last 5 years where promises were made. Promises were made and never fulfilled. So I am just hoping that this 5 years, with some new faces in the PNM administration, things would be done. Like you all just heard from me, one minister is saying that he's going to address the shortage of water. He is going to address the shortage of water. The new education minister, Mrs. Saieed Ali, said she is contented, she is satisfied with the way the SCA exam, the preparation for the COVID-19 with the children and them, she was satisfied with it. So let's just wait and see in the coming weeks what are their ideas into developing Trinidad and Tobago in a better standard. We are third world. Make us the second world. Make us first class. Because every minister go in, they have intentions of doing something new. But 5 years would pass, and we would still hear promise. And I will do this, and I will do that, while they blame the other party. I always say the other party not in power. You are the present administration. Stop blaming the past and get on with the future of Trinidad and Tobago. The citizens has given you all a chance for a second term. Don't let it be like the first term. Don't. Because you will be disappointing the very set people that you ask to vote you in. Starting from the councillors, the MPs, the senators, the individual senators, you would be disappointing people that put you there. Now that the administration is sworn in, we have an epidemic that is rocking Trinidad and Tobago, the COVID-19 pandemic. Cinemas are closed. No dining in, order and go. Bars are running, order and go. Transportation is down to 50% capacity. Now, I am waiting to see now if they are going to compensate the transportation service, those with the taxis and those with the maxi, if they are going to compensate them for gas and diesel. I am waiting to see. Caller, good night.
Sorry, good night.
Go right ahead.
I am just calling to wish my 3 grandchildren all the best today on their exam. Emilio, Giovanni, and Anella.
Okay.
I hope they got their choice of school and all the best to them. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. Well, I do wish them all the best also. Today was SEA. Congratulations to all the students. I think it's over 19,000 students at SEA today. From Real Talk with Saieed Ali and staff, we would really like for you to pass for your first choice. When I wrote SEA, I passed for my first choice. It was a lot of studying, but nevertheless, I made it. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night. I just wanted to remind you that the PNM only need to focus on 24 seats, which is a flow again. So they're going to push all the finance on the 24 seats, and the rest of the people, they don't need them actually. And as with respect to the nurses and the doctors, they only now coming and saying something about it. The hospital's deplorable. The supply is deplorable. So as for me and them, let them dead, because they never saying anything, and them should have strike long time because they work in real deplorable conditions. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. So like I said, viewers, I hope the present administration, I hope they do something now. Now that they have gained the trust of the people in Trinidad and Tobago, the people have spoken, they want the PNM to govern Trinidad and Tobago for the next 5 years. Let's see production. Viewers, we are about 10 seconds away from ending our show tonight, but nevertheless, I do thank you for viewing in. I do thank you for making us the 3rd best news forecast in Trinidad and Tobago. I do thank you for making us the 2nd most viewed from 6 to 8 p.m. I do thank you for making us the #1 current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago. You see, I am not a selfish person. I am not a selfish person. I will give Jack where the Jack is supposed to be. That is just me. I like to be fair all around the board. So viewers, until we meet again, be safe, enjoy the night. And I do thank you once more. Good night.